Welcome to the weekly preview here for Los Alamitos Racecourse. I'm your host, Jose Contreras, joined by Christopher Wade, your Los Alamitos simulcast analyst there each and every single night. And Chris, welcome back to the program. I love your background. The Vessels Club, the place to be, not only for nighttime racing, but also for the Breeders' Cup. If you want to enjoy all the Breeders' Cup races, you can enjoy it right there at the comfort of the Vessels Club.
Yeah, great place to be for the big races of this upcoming weekend at the Breeders' Cup, and of course at Los Alamitos, some great races on Saturday and Sunday night. So it's a great place to hang out. The food is great. I recommend anything teriyaki, top notch.
Yes. I agree with that statement as well. By the way, did you give us another winner last week, if I remember correctly? Was it a horse on the outside?
No, we gave it a horse. We broke into the lead, and we ran a very game third. Got beat a neck for the whole thing, but ran a pretty good race and came up a little bit short there, like a 4-1, I think it was. Okay. And that not a bad effort there, but came up just a little bit short. I thought we were going to roll on by and keep on going, but came up just a little bit short there on the selection we gave out last weekend.
Well, you've been very hot. That's why I just assumed you gave us another winner because you've been in a good roll, and you've been in a good roll with outside posts. I've noticed that you selected some horses that have drawn well towards the outside. Are you going to try to do the same formula for this upcoming Saturday night? We're going to take a look at race number 4, right, on the outside?
Yeah, the race number 4, a horse that's been a W or like every one of his starts except his debut when he had all kinds of trouble. But this horse got a good amount of ability, draws the outside post, had a stack of trouble. Talking about Poncho's royalties to the outside for Ricardo Guillen. This horse broke slow, was crossed, angled out, and finished with a good amount of run under a hole. It's a nice size individual, and this horse just gets away clean. Could get the job done here this evening at 7-2, 4-1 of the program.
Let's take a look at that replay for Pancho Royalty. This was October 15th. Yes, October 15th. It was a wet fast track, and he was in gate 5, right?
Yes, leaned back, was moving as the gates opened up, broke very slow, was crossed, and was starting out well the final half of the affair. And when you break slow on a wet fast track, you're not going to make up too much ground with those speedsters, but still for the pretty good effort with everything factored in, and hopefully we had a good start this weekend.
Yeah, you can see there he's the 5 horse, kind of still trying to find some more run after that troubled beginning. The winner was Yellow Eagle, who was a short price favorite from the outside post that got the money. But there's Pancho Royalty, and Pancho Royalty prior to that, Chris, had narrowly missed by a neck in a very good effort back on the 10th of September.
Yes, he had some trouble that night, got a little fractious, kind of hopped and skied out of there, lost about a length, but flew the final half of the affair, got within a neck, and galloped out very strong. This horse just needs a decent getaway, and we'll have a big look there on the 4th race, closing out that early pick 4 on Saturday evening.
A quick look there at the morning 9-5. Sounds Better is 3-1, a first-time starter for James Glenn. Beyond Being, who exits that same race, finished second from the rail, is at 5-2. And the 2 horse Have a Heart is 3-1. So Ed Berger's morning line is pretty tight here between 4 runners. There's an interesting way to close out that early pick 4.
Yeah, it certainly is. There's a number of horses with a good amount of ability, the first-time starters that can run. Just a matter of getting out of the gate and making some amends with Pancho's Royalty there in that 4th event.
All right, best of luck with Pancho's Royalty to close out the early pick 4 on Saturday night. Also on Saturday night, we got a pair of stakes events. And why don't we take a look at one of those stakes events, with you here while we have you on the line. It's going to be race number 8. Yes, the Justanold Love 350-yard event here for the 3-0 fillies. Pretty nice field here. In a quick glance, top to bottom, we're going to go with a field of 8 runners here, set to go a distance of 350 yards. What do you think of this field?
This is a closely matched affair. You got some top-notch runners in here. You got She's Going Up, coming off a 97-day layoff, who got fractious to gate last time. It has many a number that puts this horse right there in the mix. Need a favor also for Scott the Doctor, and ran a very game race last time. Probably should have won. Got broke slow and was crossed, but finished very strongly. And of course, you got the 7 horse Sweet Tess is ran a better looked race last time. The prior effort was a pretty good effort. Kind of disappointed last time, but I think she's going to improve for Patricia and have a look at the outcome there in the Jess Hez On Love.
Yeah, Sweet Tess is the winner of the Los Alamitos Oak back in March, where she was really showing a good late stride there. She's listed at 7-2. Need a Favor is one that should be rolling late, like you mentioned, one that has pretty good consistent form. Uh, if she goes up, I think if she runs back to that race in the La Pacifica, she's going to be tough to beat because whenever she fires for A effort, she can be very, very tough. And I would give her an excuse last time out because for me, she got very fractious in the gate. And like you know, Chris, whenever you get fractured in the gate with these quarter horses, that is a lot of wasted energy, and you rarely fire to your A effort.
Yeah, so I put that on my sheets, and the horse gets a little fractious. I put LZ, and if they get fractious, I put a Z, and they get a VZ, very fractious. And this one got rather rambunctious. I gave it a -10. So with everything factored in, I take 0.10 off the horse's final time just because she got as fractious as she did. And the ability for Scott Willoughby off the layoff of this length is very, very good. So all things point to a clean and hopefully a clean getaway and mind her manners in the gate and a big effort. Then the Justanold Love, big look there as one of the favorites.
In majority interest, the two horse won the Corona Cool, but you notice you notice her form, she does her best running when she's drawn on the outside. Can she repeat that from gate 2, Chris?
Yeah, well, her numbers are very consistent. She's a 64, 63, 67 on my charts. That puts a little behind the other threes in this affair, but she's sharp as attack. She have a much better look, as noted by yourself, that to the outside post. But on numbers, she's got a chance of getting this superfected.
All right, that's a quick look there at the Justanold Love, 350 yards on Saturday night, part of that Lake Pick 4 sequence. If she goes up, she was my pick in the Oaks. She was my pick in the La Pacifica. She's going to get my nab again if she can behave in the gate. But this is a very good field here assembled for the running of the Justanold Love on Saturday night. So Pancho Royalty will be your selection there in that race number 4. In addition to all these Los Alamitos selections, Chris, what racetracks are you handling for the simulcast signal?
Well, we're doing races 3 through 11 at Lone Star Park, and the last 3 at Evangeline, races 5, 6, and 7. Do like that at 550, which is one of my favorite distances, closing out the show at Lone Star Park in the 11th race. And the favorite at 6-5 had a stack of trouble last time, going 400, broke slow, multiple lengths, was crossed, angled out, and flew for third. Beat a half a length. Probably should have won that race by a length and a half for 2. On the stretch out, the horse figures to be pretty much any price. And the rail horse down there, I think it's like 8-1 program. Another horse who had a good amount of trouble in hopping and leaning back at the start last time. Finished pretty well under a hold. And it's going 550. He has a good look there to close out that underneath exacta mutual there in that 11th and final at Lone Star Park.
All right, I wrote it down, Chris. Race 11, the 550-yarder. I'll be sure to get down. Best of luck with your selections. Let's see if Pancho Royalty can get a good trip from the outside post.
Let's certainly hope so, boss. You have a good night.
You too.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos, like the running of the Los Alamitos Super Derby on Sunday, November 6th, with a tremendous lineup of quarter horses, led by Bomb Cyclone, winner of the Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity in 2021, and now the fastest qualifier to the Super Derby.
Bomb Cyclone!
Plus multiple stakes winner, Scoops Dynasty.
Scoops Dynasty!
Champion Golden Boi.
Golden Boi, sir!
And the All-American Derby winner, Apolitical Candy V. What a field! Los Alamitos Super Derby on Sunday, November 6th. The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos.
And we are now joined by the voice of Los Alamitos, Mike Corona. Michael, how you doing on this Thursday afternoon?
Fabulously well, Jose. How are you, mate?
Good. Good to see you and hear your voice. I do notice that you're in a different part of the world than when we last recorded. Where are you at today?
South Lake Tahoe. And unfortunately, due to backlighting, I can't have the lake in the background, but we do have a nice lake view from this hotel room. But we've got a boring old wall behind me just because it looks better, lighting-wise.
It does. Maybe we can pan to the lake as we sign off here in a few minutes. In the meantime, let's talk about a few of the races on Saturday night. Most notably there, Chris talked about the closing leg of the early pick 4, and I like that you're also tackling part of the early pick 4 sequence here with race number 3.
Yes, it's a maiden claiming race for 2-year-olds, 300 yards. And Chef Bobby's been on my radar since his troubled debut. He has the outside post position for this race, and he's 3-1 on Ed Burgart's morning line. I think that this is a nice opportunity for him to get down the outside and break through for an overdue victory. He's been trouble prone. Typically, he is slow early, but gaining late. That's been the pattern of each of his races. The replay we have is his second start, August 27, when he had gate 5, and the horse on the outside in gate 6 is Wrangler Jess, who's also in this race on Saturday night. Had bad trouble early there for Chef Bobby. You can see he broke in, was bumped heavily. He then started to drift out. Wrangler Jess had a clean path down the outside and beat Chef Bobby home by a couple of lengths. Chef Bobby finished 4th. But look at the gallop out. It's very encouraging after all that early trouble.
Yeah, and the key part is that you have an idea of what Wrangler Jess could do with the grid trip, right? Because that was a pretty good trip for Wrangler Jess. And now you got Chef Bobby coming out of the same race that had significant amount of trouble. And I think the outside post could benefit him to be able to get a better break.
Yes, what I've been hoping for is a longer distance. The horse is crying out for longer, but there's just all these 300-yard races. But I think that the combination of the class drop, first time in for a tag, and the outside post position, and Jesus Ayala's riding for the first time, I think all of those factors can compensate. And if he's within touching distance mid-race, I think he can finish over the top of them. The dangers on paper look to be all drawn in close. Take Flight number 1 was best last start. He absolutely should have won that race, but he's a trouble-prone horse. As Chris Wade likes to say, a trouble-prone runner deluxe.
Yes.
And, he's got the rail to deal with. Numbers 2 and 3, the Triton and Corona Surprise, have each raced once for a tag and filled a minor placing in moderate time. They've had a chance at the claiming ranks. I'm not super scared of either of them. They obviously figure logically, but I think there's a lot in Chef Bobby's favor as he dips in for a tag for the first time, coming down the outside.
And just like race number 4, Ed Burgart made this morning line pretty tight between 4 contenders. Chef Bobby at 3-1, Corona Surprise at 4-1, the Trident at 4-1, and Take Flight at 5-2. So I think you'll probably get some fair odds on whoever you end up backing in this race.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so that's a look at Chef Bobby, my Corona selection there for the last, race number 3 here on Saturday night. While we have you on the line, I want to talk a little bit about the featured event. We talked about one stakes event with Christopher Wade. We talked about race number 10, which is the Town Policy, and these are some nice thrills here assembled in the 400-yard Town Policy Stakes here on Saturday night.
Oh, it's a terrific race with a lot of interesting form lines. You've got insider information, who was my pick in the PCQHRA Derby because I liked him getting to the outside post position, and he finished 3rd at 8-1. But there he is, back stuck in gate 1 again. That's where he's been for 4 of his last 5 starts now. Number 3, the Special One, is a tremendously consistent horse. He won the Gens List and was second to Golden Boi in the Sergeant Pepper feature. So he's obviously a force to be reckoned with. And then you've got a trio of horses, Jose, who finished right behind Scoop's Dynasty in a Super Derby trial. They ran, it was the number 4 horse, a Political eye-opener, who was 4th. Mm-hmm. Number 8, Dasha Dynasty, 3rd in the same race. And number 9, Amadeus MV was 2nd, all in that same trial. It was the last trial, wasn't it? I think on the night.
It was.
And Scoop's Dynasty just got up and just scraped into the field. Poor old Amadeus MV, beaten in a photo, but he didn't make it into the field. He must have been desperately close to qualification for the Super Derby. So you've got to give him a big look from gate number 9 in this race, the Town Policy. And even Conant Valley's worth a sneaky look at 8-1 because he had the rail in his Losal debut when finishing 4th in a different Super Derby trial. So it's a race of great quality and depth. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, Conant Valley moving from the inside to the outside, I think could be beneficial. And yeah, I just felt bad for Amadeus because not only did he lose in a dramatic fashion, but somehow, some way, he ended up missing the qualification while Scoop's Dynasty qualified. So this was a double whammy for Amadeus. It was just brutal way to lose and a brutal way to miss out on the big dance. But we both liked him in that sensational work that he had posted on August 13th, and he delivered a very nice allowance win. If he repeats that effort, he should be right in the thick of things again.
Absolutely, and no one could begrudge him a victory because he was being hailed to the winner last time out. And as you said, he just got nutted right on the line, and he must have missed qualification by some minor, tiny increment in the thousandths of seconds. It's amazing when you think about how horses just make it into or just miss out on spots in these rich, prestigious finals. And of course, the Super Derby itself is coming up on Sunday night this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. We'll talk about the Super Derby with Professor G. There's Dasha's Dynasty, Apolitical J Streak. I didn't see much excuse there. I kind of wanted to see an improved effort. Now, a crazy long shot that I'll throw out there, Michael, is the 6, Stuck in Probate. He was, I presume, privately purchased there from that race 2 starts ago, and he never looked comfortable at all from the rail. He's getting towards the outside middle part of the gate here. When he's at his best, like some of those the mating and the allowance when he's able to break well, he looks like a horse that can handle the distance. To me, he's the long shot play that could really make up the trifecta and the superfecta, even the exacta spade here a little bit.
Yep, it just goes to show how deep this field is. It's really tough to put a line through more than 1 or 2 horses as winning chances.
Yeah, it is. The special one's going to take money, just finishing second to Golden Boi. Again, this is a very good field here for the Talent Policy. 400 yards, race number 10 there to conclude Saturday night's program. And then, of course, on Sunday night, we'll have the running of the Los Alamitos Super Derby with that terrific field assembled there. We'll talk more about that race with Professor G. Well, Michael, thank you again for that analysis, and best of luck there with your selection in race number 3. Let's see if Chef Bobby with the outside post can break better.
Let's hope so, mate. The horse I picked last week was about 10-1. Declare Mr. Perry, I think was his name.
Yeah.
And I liked him as a chance in the exotics. And he was in that blanket finish for 3rd and 4th. He only missed 3rd by a head and he missed 4th by a nose. So he almost got onto the board to spice up the exotics for us. But he ended up 5th, I think, officially 5th. So anyway, Chef Bobby, I think, will be right in the thick of the battle in the last 100 yards of his assignment on Saturday night.
All right, Michael, do you have can I see your view of the lake? You think you can pan into the lake?
Yeah, let me pick up the phone and just let's go walk about for a minute, because it is beautiful out there. Got a very nice suite here, actually.
Yeah.
And there's the lake. Can you see it out there?
Yeah. We can get a good look. Oh yeah. How's the weather? How's the weather right now?
Brilliant sunshine, but there was snowfall, quite heavy at times on Tuesday and Wednesday morning. But it's cold. It's very cold, but it's beautiful as always. It's just a gorgeous part of the world.
It is. Lake Tahoe looks beautiful right now with a little bit of snow that you got in the last few days. All right, Michael, thanks so much, and enjoy the rest of the day today, and we'll see you back here at Los Al.
Okay, thanks, mate. Hooroo.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos, like the running of the Los Alamitos Super Derby on Sunday, November 6th, with a tremendous lineup of quarter horses, led by Cyclone, winner of the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity in 2021, and now the fastest qualifier to the Super Derby.
Cyclone,
Plus multiple stakes winners, Scoops Dynasty,
Dynasty,
champion Golden Boi,
Golden Boi,
and the All-American Derby winner, Apolitical Candy V. What a field! Los Alamitos Super Derby on Sunday, November 6th. The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos.
Baseball player. My favorite baseball players, Julio Urias.
Yeah, you come up with the idea? Mom came up with the idea. I made it, but yeah, it's an actual card. A picture, we made it and glossed it up and everything.
Well, Professor, how cool was that? Having the Halloween Carnival back here in the mix at Los Al.
It was totally cool, Jose. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of kids, a lot of great families coming out to join the fun and the festivities of the carnival. and we just saw a video of our grand prize winner of the event. That was Noah Zalazar, 5 years old, and he came out looking super sharp. Look at that, like a possible Cy Young winner, Julio Urias, and he was just mini Julio there, wasn't he? Looked just like him in a pretty creative costume, and he wins the grand prize, takes home $700. His dad there, Junior Salazar, he explained there how they came up with the idea, how he put it together, and big winner. And he was actually featured on several Dodger pages, Dodger fan club pages that we checked out yesterday on Instagram. And I think the photos of his costume had about 17,000 likes, tons of comments, all of them positive. So definitely a big hit, the costume of young Noah.
And Noah from Norwalk, and I like that the dad gave all the credit to the mom. He said mom came up with the idea. We took care of business. So congrats to Noah Zalazar and his family. So he won 200 for his division, right? And then 500 for the overall grand prize. I heard he wants to go to Vegas to watch a show in Vegas with his money.
That's right. That's what he told us. I think it's called Jacka Woody, I believe. I can't remember. But you must know because you have little ones.
Yeah, the Jabberwockies. Yeah, the Jabberwockies. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that was fun. And I do see that about 2,500 was raised via the carnival there from the proceeds to donation there of the Champions Division of the Cypress Pony League. And Dr. Red already matched that donation there to make it $5,000 for the charity.
Yeah, $5,000 total for the Champions Division of Cypress Pony League. So that's fantastic because this organization, their budget is somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000. So that's going to go a long way to replenish the uniforms, maybe replace some old equipment, and then just keep that great community organization going. So very happy that for us that we were able to do something great for a wonderful organization here in our community.
Well, that was cool. I had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun showing a lot of those costumes and the ongoings during our broadcast on FanDuel TV. It was a lot of fun to see the community come out and support. It was a pretty good crowd, Professor. I enjoyed that night. It was fun to have it back here at Los Al.
Absolutely. Nothing better than hearing that big crowd cheering for some quarter horse racing here at Los Alamitos, racing in general. So made for a very colorful winner circles as well. So a lot of fun.
I did not want to go anywhere near Wendy Uribe Pacoima as the Exorcist, Professor. No. Get me away. That was one of those costumes that took it over the top for me. I was pretty scared by the Exorcist. I was.
I don't blame you. So if you want to check out more photos of the event, just visit our Instagram page. We have maybe about 20 photos of just various costumes. Wendy Uribe's costume is there. Let's see who else is. Trying to remember. Maybe Dawn Jackson, our paymaster.
Yes.
She won the employee contest. So shout outs to her. And I believe we posted that photo as well. So go check out more of the Halloween Carnival photos in our Instagram page at Los Al Racing.
My girls made an appeance that night as well.
Right.
So they got to go to the racetrack, pick up some candy, and enjoy the night there, riding some ponies as well. So fun family event there, without a doubt. Had a lot of fun. All right, Professor. We don't have the full entries for the Sunday card, but we do have the post positions and the morning line odds for the 10 runners in the Grade 1 Super Derby, a purse of over $982,000. This will be Sunday night, the featured event. Bomb Cyclone gets the rail, and this is deja vu, Professor. He had the rail in last year's 2 Million Futurity.
He had the rail in the trials, Jose, and he had the rail in the final, and all he did was win by tons of daylight. So we know this outstanding gelding just loves running from post number 1, 8-5 on the morning line. Morning line, of course, courtesy of Ed BURGART, and you can see the entire field with the morning line in post position order. And just a tremendous family that we've talked about so many times. Bomb Cyclone looking to win another Grade 1 race after winning the 2 million last year.
And Apolitical Candy, he was the one that veered out at the start right in his trial. but he ended up still qualifying. He still ran a pretty solid effort. Scoops Dynasty got in an absolutely photo finish to qualify. Wasn't he the 10th fastest qualifier, if I remember correctly?
I believe so. Yeah, just snuck in there. I believe he knocked out the stablemate Whiskey Glasses.
Yeah.
In doing so, he ran a little bit in and out, but still got it done. Second half of the race, he was pretty strong and gets the victory there. And how about those 1, 2, and 3 horses? Bomb Cyclone, Apolitical Candy V, Scoops Dynasty, Apolitical Candy V, the winner of the All-American Derby and also the Rainbow Derby. And one thing that kind of stood out when we were looking at the breeding lines of these horses, it's the same family as Apolitical Pence, Jose. Yeah. The mare, Rock Candy SA, is out of a mare named Send Me the Candy. Apolitical Pence's mother, Send Candy, is also out of that same mare, Send Me the Candy. So they both have the same Grand Dam. So just a little note there. Apolitical Pence, we know what he's done here at Los Al, 2 champion of champions wins. And Scoops Dynasty, if you start looking back at his family line, wow, Beat Your Pants Off is his second dam. She produced Champion Jumping Tack Flash. And if you go back, this is the same female family as the all-time leading money winner, Ochoa.
And so you can really trace back to some very influential family lines there for those runners. Inspyre there for Bobby Cox, 20-1. Jess Fire Me, Hubbard, Ray and Empire Racing, 30-1. Corona Yo, the main question to me was the distance, Professor. Wow. Corona Yo popped the gate and kept on going there to win nicely.
One of the biggest surprises of the trials we've seen, that this horse is definitely talented. But, man, he beat the All-American Derby winner.
Yeah.
And it was pretty decisive just by the way this horse just flew out of the gate, Jose. And one of the things to mention, from post number 4 to post number 10, all of them, Jose, are colts.
This is a sire-making type of race, Professor, right here.
If one of those outside horses, from post number 4 on wins the Super Derby, you just nailed it right there. It's a stallion making victory. A couple of breeding lines on those horses that we just kind of mentioned. Number 4, Inspyre, half brother to the 2020 world champion Whistle Stop Cafe. Just Fire Me, full brother to champion Just Walking Through, and also Sass Me Blue, Just Being Valiant, is another stakes winner from this family. And Corona Yo, if you start looking at the family history there, you start seeing Good Reason SA. This is the family from Queen of Appeals, Special Queen SA. Just tremendous bloodlines for a horse bred to go 400 yards, Jose.
Hott Pursuit for Dunn Ranch. This one has been overall pretty nice runner throughout his career. Jess Hez On Fire for Connie Nutt and Turner Farms. Jess Hez On Fire listed at 20-1. Golden Boi, well, he already has a very expensive resume, so he's going to be a very good sire, regardless of what happens. But this will be a nice feather in the cap if Golden Boi can get up for the win.
Already a Derby winner this year. If you add a victory in the Super Derby at 400 yards after showing so much prowess as a 2-year-old, absolutely a stallion. Just another cap, like you said, to a future stallion. In Hott Pursuit, a full brother to champion Hot Stepper. Hot Stepper won over $1 million. And, of course, this is the family of Hot Semting, who won about $680,000 in his career. And you start looking back at this family, you see the family of world champion Special Leader, Grade 1 winner Daring Difference, and so many others. Number 8, Just Hez On Fire. Just recently, we've seen the stakes winner, Just Macho Corona. This is a half brother to Just Macho Corona. Just Linda's Reason, another one. Look farther back in the family history, Flying Dino, who's a stakes winner over $390,000. Golden Boi, Logan's Dash, the mother of Golden Boi, was a stakes place winner, I believe, stakes winner perhaps, of over $124,000. And his half brother, or his brother, Logan Dashing Favorite, was a stakes winner as well.
Rounding out the field is going to be Dasha Good Reason from that family of champions. He's a Dasha Fire, and I'm a Fearless Hero, drawing the outside post there for the partnership of Gordon, Moya, and S. Quarter K Ranch. So that's the field of 10, Professor. And it's tough to not like Bomb Cyclone because of what he's done, and it's specifically of what he's done when he has the inside post.
He's never done anything wrong from that inside post, Jose. So I got to assume that the connections pretty happy to have this position for this horse, and especially after the way he prepped here in the trials, right? Because that was pretty much a prep. He won by daylight. He looked just absolutely terrific in doing so, and now gets his favorite spot here from post number 1 at Los Al.
All right, you were able to catch up with Armando Cervantes following Scoop's Dynasty there when getting up in a desperate finish from the outside post. Why don't we catch up here with Armando Cervantes to see what he had to say after that trial win?
Cervantes, that was an eventful ride, Armando, but what a race from Scoop's Dynasty, especially that finish. But tell me a little bit about the early part of the race, because there was a lot of action there.
You know what, he didn't break as sharp, but, you know, every time he posts through outside, he always lugs in. And I already kind of knew, so I broke with my left. But either ways, it did. You know, he was just going. I mean, I was just, I was just trying to, you know, grab him, just not hurt anybody. And towards the end, when he let me, you know, move him a little bit, I pushed him the last yards, and thank God we got him to win.
50 yards to the finish line, did you feel you had a chance to get the win?
Oh yeah, you know, that horse is more ground, that's where he starts kicking more gear. But I mean, he's always been a fast horse out the gates too, but this time, you know, he was a little anxious and everything. But I mean, hopefully we get in. And
you did.
Oh, thank God, yeah. And I mean, I think we'll be set good in the final.
Congratulations.
Well, Professor, there was Armando Cervantes, and that's the beauty of having a regular rider back aboard a horse like that, because he started off saying, I kind of know that he always going to lug when he's towards the outside. So he already had his mind what hand to use to be able to correct him immediately at the break. But regardless, the horse wanted to do what he wanted to do. But once he got towards the second half of the race, he kind of had a little bit more control, and that's what we needed to get up for the win.
Yeah, and he can also anticipate what the horse is going to do the second half of the race. Yeah. The trainer doesn't have to tell you, you know, this horse can finish. Armando knows exactly how much power Scoop's Dynasty has, how much he possesses, how much there's left. So he probably stayed pretty cool, calm, collected, and just let the horse, you know, kind of work his way into a rhythm. Once he was able to kind of correct them, just let him finish. Gets the job done. I like that price at 6-1, Jose, on a horse that's 646 this season at Los Alamitos. In recent years, we haven't had that many horses that have won 6 races in a single season here. Not too many quarter horses that have done that. I think the last one to do it may be Powerful Favor during his 3-year-old campaign. I can remember Muniz, probably from the horses that I can remember over the last 10 years, he probably had the most wins in a single season. He may have had like 9 victories in a single year. But to win 6 races here at Los Al, especially at the level of competition Scoop's Dynasty is doing it, we don't see that too often.
No, we definitely don't see it. So he's I can't remember off the top of my head the last time a horse snuck in as the last qualifier and is still listed as the 3rd choice, you know, one of the expected favorites. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one right now, but you know, that's the beauty of a trials, right? It doesn't matter where you finish, as long as you get in. If you got a shot, you'll get your opportunity in the final.
You know that you say that Juan Aleman had a similar quote after winning the Golden State Million Futurity last Sunday, where he said, you know, I looked at the times that Cyber Attack had posted. I looked at the time that Jericho had posted. And I looked at the time that Party Politics had posted. And it was like, you know, 2-3 lengths different.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that. I don't know if my horse can improve that much, you know, from trials to final. But the beauty is you're not going against the clock anymore. You're going against those 9 rivals leaving the gate. And we saw an exciting race that was kind of similar to Scoop's Dynasty.
Yeah.
It no longer matters, you know, that he's the 10th fastest qualifier. They got in. That's all that matters. And, you know, there's the connections that, like you mentioned, they know this horse well. and the horse is going to come in, I'm sure, razor sharp.
Yeah, razor sharp on that one. So it's going to be a good final on Sunday night here at Los Alamitos. Thank you for getting that soundbite there with Armando Cervantes. And I was talking to Mike Corona and Christopher Wade about the Saturday night program, Professor. And we got a stakes event by the name of Justanold Love in race number 8. And unfortunately, we got news that the trainer that trained that very good race mare passed away.
Yeah, Charles Bubba Cascio, a legendary name in quarter horse racing, a Hall of Famer in the AQHA, 3-time winner of the Champion of Champion as a trainer, won it twice with the great champion Dash for Cash, won it once with Justanold Love, and also won a couple of All-American futurities during his just tremendous career. So our condolences to the Cascio family. Hate to see that we lose a tremendous horseman with such a wonderful history. And Justanold Love, when she was running as part of an entry with another incredible mare by the name of Dashingly, and they faced each other several times, including in the 1983 Champion of Champions. And what an incredible field that was, Jose. Justanold Love wins that race, and in doing so, defeated a field that included the richest filly of all time, the richest stallion of all time up to that moment, and the richest gelding of all time up to that moment. Those horses being Mr. Masterbug, the richest gelding, Mr. Masterbug, the richest colt, High Easter Jet, the richest gelding, and Dashingly, a millionaire filly, and at the top of her game. How about we look at that running of the Champion of Champions from 1983, calling the race Ed BURGART, and from there, we get a little bit of soundbite of the great Charles Bubba Cascio.
I enjoyed this video there in the behind the scenes. So let's catch up with this video and catch up there with Justanold Love, the 1983 champions, Ed BURGART on the call.
And away they go. Dashingly on the inside is going to the front. Too Tight, he says second. The Black Alliance is third. Mr. Masterbug moving up on the outside. And Justanold Love. That's Dashingly, the $1 Million Mare along the inside. In front, Justanold Love is second. The Black Alliance. Mr. Masterbug moving up strong on the outside. About a driving finish.
I think there were some great mares in their time, and we didn't have to look back at the studs or the gelders and worry about them. They took all comers, and they certainly won their share. The two big mares, we call them the big mares, the big solid mares, they ran together at 2s, 3s, and 4s. And we got to call them the Muhammad Ali sisters. The left one didn't get you, the right one would.
That's a tough pair.
Yeah, yes, well, I'm going to miss them.
But they went over $2.5 million between them?
Yes, right. It's just something it was my privilege and pleasure, and I'll probably never get to train two mares of their equal again. I hopefully you always hope that, but I know I never will.
I enjoyed that soundbite, Professor. Just the big old mares, and they earned, like they mentioned, over 2.5 million combined. When 2.5 million was a lot of money back then, Professor. We're talking about in the early 80s, late 70s. So condolences to all the friends and family of Bubba Cascio.
Yeah, and a nice thing that just happened to be that we're running that Justanold Love Stakes here on Saturday night, and a good time to kind of reflect on the great career that Mr. Cascio had in quarter horse racing. He worked with the legend Dash for Cash, and took him all the way to those incredible victories. So what an incredible time in this industry Mr. Cascio enjoyed.
Well, Professor, thank you for that flashback. By the way, how did you get your hands on that footage right there?
I gotta thank the Drummondville Farms. It's available on YouTube. You can pretty much find anything on YouTube. And of course, I had seen that race before, the Champion of Champions. But if you want to go check out that video, the All-American Derby that Justanold Love also won is in there, along with some outstanding victories from Dashingly. I could watch those old quarter horse races all day long.
Agreed there. And it was good to hear a young Ed BURGART on the call. 1983. Ed Burgart there on the call. We just got to hear Ed Burgart just a few weeks ago back in the mic here at Los Alamitos. Professor, it is rocking and rolling. We're into November now. We'll have the Super Derby here on this Sunday. We'll start talking 2 million futurity trials in 2 weeks. Seawayne Griffin trials, champion trials on the 13th. We're rocking and rolling, Professor. We're in the top of the stretch now.
Yeah, and we happen to have some nice workers at night, even on Halloween night. We had Sicario V that worked on Halloween night, and then the following, not on Halloween night, Halloween Carnival night, but on the following day, we had he's judge and jury, the winner of the All-American Futurity, and Chasing AJ, the third place finisher. They all worked last weekend here, so we can expect to see them in those 2 million trials, Jose.
I don't know about you, Professor, but this year's 2 million trials, I think, are going to be absolutely stacked with talent. I mean, we're going to have every trial is going to be a battle. I think every trial you're going to have legitimate contenders to be able to qualify, and that's what's going to make it very, very tough to be able to make it in 2 million, which lead to a tremendous field.
Yeah, not only the 2-year-olds that we've seen, like Party Politics, Cyber Attack, so many that we haven't yet. We mentioned those 3 All-American top 3 finishers in there. Blue Bayou, who's running on Saturday night in race number 6, worked against a horse by the name of Powerful, and Powerful looked pretty impressive in that gate drill. He ran the Ruidoso Futurity. He's another brother to Bomb Cyclone and Powerful Favorite in all of them, and he looked pretty good. So that's another runner that I'm looking forward to seeing in the trials too, the Los Alamitos 2 million. There's going to be so many of them, Jose. Cannot wait for that night.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it, and congratulations there to Juan Alaman and his team getting the win there in the Golden State Million Futurity. All right, Professor, anything else to wrap up the show? Breeders' Club, Vessels Club is the place to be. People can call in and reserve a table, right?
Absolutely. They can. There's still great tables available. BURGARTs as well. We're going to be open at 8:15 in the morning on Friday, and on Saturday at 7 in the morning, all gates open. And if you're coming on Friday, I think there are some special doubles that are being offered as part of the Breeder Cups card. And of course, you can advance bet on just about every one of those Keeneland races here at Los Alamitos on Friday. First post on Saturday night will be 6:20 p.m. So we should have a great pick 4 pool. Always on these big daytime program days, we have some really strong pools. So looking forward to a great weekend here at Los Al. And of course, the Super Derby on Sunday night. And you didn't give me your top 2 or your top pick for the Super Derby yet.
Bomb Cyclone. I just can't. I can't play against him, Professor. He was sensational. He's familiar with an inside post. Eduardo Nicasio loves breaking for the inside post. If he runs his race, he's going to be tough to beat. If Golden Boi would have drawn the far outside, Professor, he drew towards the outside because he's going to be rolling late. But I think he's not quick enough to keep up with Bomb Cyclone or others early on. But if Bomb Cyclone runs his race, he is the pick to win.
Yeah, I like to see how Scoop Dynasty just gets out of the gate because we've seen how quick he is. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. And he hasn't lost a race here yet. So at 6-1, I kind of like those odds. And Apolitical Candy V, such a great season at Ruidoso.
Yeah.
We're still looking to see him just have just an amazing race here at Los Al. Maybe this will be the night from the number 2 post. If he wins this race from the 2 post, that's going to be a tremendous effort from Apolitical Candy V.
Look at where Golden Boi is drawn in between a pair of 20-1 shots, and you got 3 of the favorites drawn side by side on the inside post. So it's kind of separated into 2 groups where there's going to be prices in between the middle part of the track if somebody can break. Can Corona Joe repeat that effort, Professor? Can that one break as fast as that one did on trials night?
We've seen that he definitely has the talent. Maybe that light has turned on. Maybe he has just kind of matured and developed into a horse that just knows exactly what he wants to do as soon as that gate opens. And again, he beat the toughest horse coming in Apolitical Candy V, horse that defeated Bomb Cyclone in the All-American Derby. So once you do that, I guess the sky's the limit.
All right, can't wait, Professor. a renewal of the Los Alamitos Super Derby. And of course, whoever ends up winning this race, Professor, will have their sights set on the champion and champions as well. It's going to be fun. Can't wait.
Can't wait as well. Thanks so much, Jose.
Have a good night. We'll talk to you this weekend at Los Alamitos.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos, like the running of the Los Alamitos Super Derby on Sunday, November 6th, with a tremendous lineup of quarter horses, led by Bubba Cyclone, winner of the Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity in 2021, and now the fastest qualifier to the Super Derby.
Bubba Cyclone.
Plus multiple stakes winner Scoops Dynasty.
Scoops Dynasty.
Champion Golden Boi.
Golden Boi.
And the All-American Derby winner, Pollitical Candy V. What a field! Los Alamitos Super Derby on Sunday, November 6th. The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos.
Favorite Cartel sired 3 of the first 4 Golden State Million finalists, including the fastest.
Cyber Attack is putting on quite a display of speed tonight.
Meanwhile, in Texas, a Favorite Cartel won the Dash for Cash Derby.
But Favorite Bluesman, he streaks to victory.
At the major sales, 38 Favorite Cartels sold for $100,000 or more. Whether racing or selling, Favorite Cartel can put you in the big game. Contact Burns Ranch today.